Today on Endures, I share a clip on resilience and how we've all run our own marathons from an episode of the Online Prosperity podcast, which I was on quite a number of months ago. Hope you enjoy. Feeling that abundance is also about, how resilient are we? How resourceful are we? How adaptable are we to change? And how good are our boundaries? Because we need really strong boundaries to lead ourselves, to protect our health, and to actually focus on those areas that we want to 10x in.
Absolutely. I mean, I like that you brought in that, 10x thing, because it's easier to get bigger things than to measure in the minor things. And so many people aim low and hit. Whereas if you actually just aim high, you might miss, but at least it's way bigger than what you would have anticipated and things of that nature. Now, you did mention, obviously, during the time that you had the accident, you faced that. Obviously, that was traumatic in and of itself, and the brain injury in and of itself. You lost your income, you lost your way of life being for all that time and things of that nature, your paycheck, and you're leaving paycheck to paycheck. Now, how have these experiences from the personal lived experience now shaped your approach to coaching and leadership? Because some of the people that you might be coming through might not have the expertise or the know-how that you now have, but they're coming from a place where you probably were at the time that you were injured.
These really frame my endurance leadership keynote and my Endure formula. So my high performance consultancy and my coaching to achieve big things. Because I really believe, Prosper, that we've all run many marathons in our lives, and we might not literally have run a marathon. So there's the marathon of business ownership, right? Like, we think if we found a business that our growth's just going to go up, 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 up. And that's not really the case. We think the start's going to be hard and then it's kind of going to get exponentially easier. But that's not what happens, right? Like, we constantly need to reset. We constantly need to come back to our vision. We constantly need to work out how to drive through the hard stuff and to build those tools like resilience and adaptability. The same for people that have kids, right? Like, you think, okay, this is going to be lovely, but it's what do you need to give up? And so many people then lose themselves in that whole process. The same, it goes for recovering from an illness or an injury. We can either choose to, as I mentioned, have that external locus of control and put the power into someone else's hands, or we can choose self-leadership. And what can we do? Like, how do we navigate to recovery? How do we drive through the hard stuff? And how do we consistently stick to that vision?